Today we are talking about how social media changed relationships. That was wrong. That's not what we're talking about.
Hello, girls.
Hi.
What are you guys doing?
Swiping.
Swiping on what?
So today we're going to talk about how relationships have been changed / influenced thanks to social media like Tinder, Bumble, and Snapchat.
Tinder, the first web app, was launched in 2012, and as of 2014, the app was processing over 1 billion swipes per day and producing over 12 million matches per day. Red, as one of the founders, he stated that the reason for the app was based on his observation that no matter who you are, you will feel more comfortable to approach people that you know they want you to approach them. And what's more, you could have chance to meet someone you wouldn't normally meet in your daily life.
In December of 2014, shortly after her departure from Tinder, Whitney Wolf launched her new online dating app, Bumble. Bumble, under the same premises as Tinder, allows you to swipe left or swipe right in order to express interest in a love or a romantic relationship. The difference was that the female was the one who had to make the first contact via messaging or direct message. There were no ads, there were no monetized features at that time. They were added later. The only other feature that was different was that Bumble allowed for females to network with each other through Bumble BFF. Not only was it a dating app, but it was an app to empower women. In fact, Whitney employed all female staff at her company.
Snapchat is a one-to-one and group messaging app that lets users send photos, videos, and chat messages that disappear after several seconds.
Roughly 150 million people use Snapchat every day, and they consume around 800 hours of video per second.
In 2011, Snapchat was released on only iOS App Store.
In 2012, video arrives on Snapchat.
In 2013, Snapchat launches Story, which makes your post visible to all your contacts. This is when Snapchat becomes more interactive.
In 2014, Snapchat introduced chatting feature.
In October, Snapchat advertising started to let brands post ads on Snapchat.
In November, Snapchat worked with Square to create Snap Cash.
Snap Cash. I wonder what the purpose of that was.
I know, right? It sounds sketchy. Yeah. Maybe it lets brands to send money to Snapchat directly for their advertisements.
The other reason I could think of is that maybe people are sending each other money for some questionable things.
You never know.
Yeah.
In 2015, Snapchat introduced filters. Other apps like Instagram started to follow the lead.
In 2016, Snapchat Memories were introduced, which let users save content on their device for later editing and sharing.
Now you can also save messages in your chat, send a friend's story to another. Snapchat becomes more of a social platform other than a chatting app, and also it becomes less private.
We all heard of Tinder and Bumble, these two dating apps, which giving the users a chance to swipe to their true love. The same as Tinder, Bumble has the same format with one key twist. Women can start the conversation first. So there's still some differences between Bumble and Tinder.
Yeah, about the reputation, someone may think Tinder as a hookup app, but they think Bumble would be more serious, like a really real dating app. And it would be easier to predict that the
best looking people might draw the most likes, but some experts they say that when people are going to find someone on the app, they're really looking for something in common, not only just based on a physical level, but also on a social level.
We talked about some of the main differences on a social level between Tinder and Bumble. One other main difference is that Bumble is not just for online dating. In the basis of women empowerment, Bumble also allows women to connect on a friendship level through Bumble BFF.
Right. It's a really empowerment for women that you can build a community, a strong community within your location with other great, powerful women. There's actually another app for the same gender to, interact with each other. It's called Grindr. It's designed for gay people, gay male, to find people in their area to talk to. It's a little different from these two apps. Instead of swiping, they can talk to everyone that shows up on their page.
So after connecting on either Tinder or Bumble, the next logical step is to connect on a different social media platform. So we talked about connecting on a social level, but at least in Bumble, you only have 24 hours to connect, and the idea is to get the person's either phone number or information in another medium so that you can continue the conversation.
Right. For our generation, it's probably more popular to use Snapchat instead of texting, because for Snapchat, you can just say whatever you want due to the friction-free feature. Like you send whatever you want and the message disappear within a certain amount of time. So a lot of people feel like this is a good way to get to know the other person they're talking to on many levels,
So it's a natural segue to move from the online dating apps to one where you're supposed to be communicating with someone who is close to you or who's a love interest. The benefit there is that you have some privacy, and that if you want to exchange pictures or something more romantic or something you don't want other people to see, or you don't want that content to stay on the internet, Snapchat is the next logical medium for someone who's a millennial or who's someone who's our age, and that's how it connects the two people on an ongoing basis.
Right.
Yes, I've heard both.
Yeah, I've heard it.
I would think so. I mean, I am in 2017.
No, I don't use them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think Tinder is kind of interesting to see you can actually connect with some people.
Yeah.
Especially when you are matching someone, you can
Yeah.
see them, and you guys, when you are guys like matched, you guys can start talking to each other. That's very fun of it, and you guys just hang out, taking coffee. Yeah.
I think that they expand people's horizons. It makes people cross boundaries they wouldn't normally cross like that. But some of these dating apps and things like that, they make people cross out into other networks of people that they wouldn't normally meet. I mean, I think it matters how you define a relationship.
It's not really a way to date with someone like casually or like formally like that. It really depends on what kind of people you are meeting with.
I mean, I think that people don't go to the mall anymore and walk around and see a nice looking person that they're attracted to and walk up to them anymore. You just go on social media and just look for whoever you're attracted to, and you just message them or like their pictures a couple times or follow them and give them the hint that you like them, and after a while you just go for it.
As you might have noticed, we recorded our entire video with a bias that probably many women have about social media and dating on apps.
Here's an example. So while we were doing the research, I talked to some guy on Bumble, and my profile said that I was looking for friends to hang out with here in Manhattan. And then the guy said, do you want to do maybe more than a cute friend? And I just automatically assumed that the guy wanted to hook up, but turned out the guy wanted to date.
When we are talking about this dating app, there are both negative things and positive things.
Yeah, so maybe we should review the negative first because it's something that we kind of covered already in the video. So of course that women are, feel like they have a bad experience because there's a lot of opportunity for men to be more aggressive and have more control over what they say. There's a lot more confidence through the phone than there would be in person.
And also psychologically and biologically, it takes longer time for women to get to know another person, to be comfortable with another person. Another term, like when they do have intimacy, women are going to be more attached to this relationship than men. So this resulted in the way females think about these apps. Another bad thing is that people don't meet in person anymore, like in the interview.
They only chat on the line, online.
I think the other thing also is that when they do finally meet in person, sometimes it's not the person they expected to meet.
Yeah, that's true too.
So maybe the real function of the dating app, maybe it may depends on what you are truly looking for on the app. So it will be individual.
Yeah, so if you have a specific target, like you know what you want from this experience, maybe you will have a better experience.
Maybe you can better select an app based on the experience that you want. So if you are a woman who could possibly be looking for a hookup experience, maybe Tinder is great for you.
Okay, enough about the negativities. Let's move on to the positive things about these social media, how these social medias influence our dating life or our opinions on relationships.
So I think one of the key things that makes online dating better than traditional relationships is that you're able to meet and network with people who you wouldn't normally see or meet in traditional life or just in your regular daily life. And I think we kind of alluded to that before. This expands your horizons for dating, and it can also eliminate long distance relationships because you can select 20 miles away as a maximum amount of space between you and the persons you're interested in.
Yes, you have more control over what kind of people you want to meet and who you meet. According to a news article from 1903, this is kind of a human condition that you want to meet people from different social classes. You want to have this opportunity to broaden your horizon of choices. So the apps are doing this for us nowadays, and this is also a good thing.
Yeah, so one of my friends, she really have a relationship, and which she found the guy on the Tinder, and this relationship maintains about 2 years long.
Yeah, I actually have a very good friend who got married off a Tinder date. Yeah.
So I think we probably can all say that we know somebody who met their spouse or their partner on social media or on a dating app. So I don't think that it's completely bad. While there's lots of complaints about it, there's still millions of people who are out there on apps using them every day to find love.
Right. So this concludes our research, and here's the question for you guys.
So, are you looking for love? How do you think that social media has changed your relationships? And if you're single, which social media app is right for you?
Thank you. Please follow us on Instagram. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.